That's actually why we're here today, because I'd like to introduce my good friend Kat Wood, who has an amazing story to tell. Okay. Hi, I'm Kat, and last summer it rained a lot, and I got a cough, and as the summer progressed and the rain continued, my cough got much worse. I went to my doctor, and they kept prescribing me antibiotics for an upper respiratory infection, and it didn't work. So I would go back a couple of weeks later, complain that it hadn't worked. They would change and give me a different type of antibiotic, send me home. Same story again and again all summer long. And in the meantime, my cough just became worse and worse and worse. Then one day, I started coughing up blood. And my husband put me in the car and drove me to the emergency room. We walked in, and they did a CAT scan of my lung and also did a chest x-ray. And about half an hour later, they came and got us and said, "Can you follow us?" and took us to the very back of the emergency room. Probably not a good sign. At that point, they said, "You have lung cancer." And I looked at him and I said, "God is always God, and God is always good." And they put me in the hospital. They did a lot more tests. They came back and said, "Well, you really have inoperable stage 4 lung cancer, and you're going to die." So, they said that it was not just in my lung anymore. I had a spot on my adrenal gland. I had in my lymph nodes, and I had lesions in my brain. So they gave me radiation 5 days a week, and I got to sit with a chemo bag in my arm for 3 hours a day every Friday for 3 weeks, just enough to lose my hair. And but they ended the treatment right before Thanksgiving, and right after Christmas I had a CAT scan to see exactly where we were at, and they came back with some really good news. They said my tumors were 80 to 90% reduced in size. Woohoo! That's awesome. But the 1st of January, they put me on a chemo pill, and it has tons of side effects, and I had them all. I was very weak. I was very tired. And I really thought I was doing okay. That's what's kind of weird. I had rashes, I itched, my skin peeled, my face broke out just horribly, right smack dab in the middle, It was like, oh, come on. Any kind of skincare stuff I tried, nothing worked. I was taking naps. I was taking really interesting naps. I would just pass out maybe 20 times a day. I had given up driving as soon as I got sick because I knew that I just couldn't do it anymore. Luckily, I have my husband to drive me around. My fingers. A lot of people who undergo these treatments with the pill, they lose their fingernails. I didn't lose my fingernails, but they became so inflamed and so tender that I actually had to build caps for my fingers so that if I brushed against them, I wouldn't cry. So at that point, I was really wondering, what do I do? What kind of quality of life am I looking at? How many years is this going to take for me to become my old self again? I got on my computer, I was looking at Facebook, and I saw a post by my friend Angel about a product called Soul. And so I ended up calling her up and asking her about it, because I just felt like this was something that could maybe help me. Yes, I had been seeing Kat's posts on Facebook, but for me, I was a little uncomfortable because I by no way wanted to maybe interfere with our friendship by calling her about a product, and she's going through cancer, and I didn't know what to do. When Kat called my number and asked about Soul, I was about the happiest person on earth, literally, because I just wanted to help her. I just wanted to help her. We had stories of, just what Soul does for your body, and since it was developed by pediatric oncologists for children undergoing chemo, I just knew that it would benefit her some. So hence we were, we got to talking, and I sent her a sample of Soul for her to try and see if she could tolerate it and just how it made her feel. And it was 7 packets, and so I started taking them. Within day 4, I really thought I was noticing a difference, but it was hard to tell because I was still experiencing all the weird side effects. And started taking it, even more. And then I went up to 4 packs a day because I realized I really needed to get it into my system. I went up to 4 packs a day for 4 days. And then I dropped back to morning and night, just 2 packs a day. And it was that exchange that really made a huge difference. Suddenly I have energy. Wow. I take my puppies for walks now, which I wasn't able to do. I can clean my own house, cook food. My husband and I took a trip up to the Smoky Mountains the other day to take the dogs for a walk. I didn't fall asleep once. And it was a 9-hour trip. And when we came back, stay Phoebes. When we came back, Ron went to bed a couple hours after we got back, and I was up for another 3 or 4 hours. Now, I don't really know what's in this product. All I know is how it made me feel. I felt totally different. I feel totally different. And as far as sharing this with other people, wow, nothing's easier. What really attracted me was the fact that I was so weak, and yet I could sit and be on Facebook and just put some posts up. And people were contacting me. People were enrolling without me even knowing they were doing it. I like that. It was just, I've been in businesses where you're out chasing people down and trying to, track them down and do presentations and stuff. This was heart and soul. Yeah, heart and soul. Exactly. I just want to thank Angel for being my friend and having the guts to talk to me eventually. I had to ask her, but that's okay. I love you.